The day of judgment has been standing for what feels like an eternity. The sun has been pulled close, so close that people are drowning in their own sweat. Some up to their ankles, some to their waists, some completely submerged. The heat is unlike anything this world ever produced. There is no shade except for those whom Allah shelters. There is no relief except for those whom Allah chooses. And in the middle of all of it, the thirst. Not the thirst of a long day, not the thirst of a summer fast, a thirst so deep, so consuming, so total, that it becomes the only thing a person can think about. Water. Just water. Please. And then, in the distance, something appears. A light. A shimmer. The unmistakable gleam of water. Vast, glowing, impossibly beautiful against the chaos of the gathering. A fragrance drifts from it that has no comparison in this world. And moving along its banks, recognizing faces, calling people forward, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is Al Kawthar, the pool of the Prophet, and whoever drinks from it will never feel thirst again. But not everyone who runs toward it will be allowed to drink. And today, we need to understand why. What exactly is Al Kawthar? Allah gave it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a gift, a personal gift, recorded in the shortest surah of the Quran. Indeed, we have granted you Al Kawthar, 3 words of divine giving. And what was given is beyond any worldly measure. The Prophet described it himself in hadith recorded in Bukhari and Muslim. Its water is whiter than milk, colder than ice, sweeter than honey. Its fragrance is more beautiful than musk. Its bed is made of pearl and ruby. Its banks are lined with domes of hollow pearl. And its vessels, the cups from which people will drink, are as numerous as the stars in the sky, as numerous as the stars. Think about that the next time you look up at a clear night sky and try to count. Every single one of those points of light represents a cup waiting to be filled and handed to someone whose life earned them this moment. The pool itself stretches a distance of a month's journey from one end to the other, so vast that its far shore cannot be seen from its near bank. And 2 channels feed it from the river of Al Kawthar in Jannah itself, flowing continuously, endlessly, pouring paradise into this gathering place of billions. This is the gift Allah gave His beloved Prophet. And the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, waits there for his ummah, watching, recognizing, welcoming. But here is what stops people in their tracks when they first hear this. Brothers and sisters, if you're enjoying the video so far, a quick like and share would be appreciated. How does the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, recognize his followers among billions of human beings gathered from every generation since Adam alayhi salam? The answer is one of the most beautiful things in all of Islamic eschatology. He recognizes them by their light. In a hadith recorded by Imam Muslim, the Prophet said, "My followers will be called on the day of resurrection with their faces, hands and feet shining from the traces of wudu." He then said, "Whoever can increase the area of his radiance should do so." The wudu you make in this world, the water that touches your face, your hands, your feet 5 times a day in preparation for standing before Allah, that water leaves a mark, not one that washes off, one that travels with you, one that glows on the day of judgment like a signature, like an identity, like a beacon that says, this person belonged to the ummah of Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet will see that light from across the vastness of the gathering and know, that is mine. That is one of my people. Every wudu you have ever made was building this. Every time you washed your face before Fajr in the cold morning, every time you made wudu before a prayer you were tired for, you were adding to your light. You were making yourself recognizable to the one you love. But then something happens that the narrations describe with a weight that is almost unbearable. People rush toward the pool. They see it, they smell it. They can almost taste the relief of it. They are running, desperate, thirsty, certain that they are headed toward salvation. And the angels stop them. "Stay away! Stay away!" The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sees this. He calls out, "These are my people. These are from my ummah." And he is told, "You do not know what they changed after you." Read that again. You do not know what they changed after you. In multiple hadith recorded in Bukhari and Muslim, the Prophet describes this moment with his own pain visible in the narration. He says he will say about those turned away, "Away, away, those who changed things after me." And in one narration, he compares his situation to that of a man who had a group of camels, and strangers scattered them. He recognizes them as his, but they have been led somewhere they were not supposed to go. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who spent 23 years exhausting himself for this ummah, who wept in the night for people who had not yet been born, who prayed his intercession specifically for us. Even he will be told that some who carry his name cannot drink from his pool. So who exactly is turned away? The narrations and the scholarship around them point to three categories. The first are the innovators, those who deliberately introduced into the religion what was not part of it, knowing it was not part of it, and called it Islam. Not the person who makes mistakes out of ignorance, not the one who sins and repents, but the one who takes it upon themselves to add, alter, or reconstruct the deen and present their addition as worship. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith recorded by Bukhari and Muslim, "Whoever introduces into this affair of ours something that is not from it, it will be rejected. The religion is complete." Allah said so in Surah Al-Ma'idah, "Today I have perfected your religion for you." To add to perfection is not devotion. It is a claim that perfection was incomplete. The second category are the oppressors, those who wielded Islam as a tool of power and cruelty, who used the name of the religion to justify what the religion explicitly forbids. Those who crushed the weak, violated the rights of others, and met their Lord with the blood of the oppressed on their record. The Prophet's ummah is meant to be a mercy to the world. Those who made it a source of suffering to people carry a heavy answer. The third is the renouncer, those who turned back on their faith, who took the Shahada, entered the fold of Islam, and then deliberately abandoned it. Not those who struggled with faith and fell and returned, that is every one of us, but those who made a conscious, settled choice to walk away and stay away. Three types. Three reasons the angels say, "Stay back." Three reasons the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is unable to intercede for them at the pool. Now, the more urgent question. How do you secure your place? The answer is not complicated, but it requires honesty. The first is following the Sunnah, not culturally, not selectively, not when it is convenient, but as a genuine commitment to living the way the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, lived and taught. This is what connects you to him. This is the thread that runs from your daily life all the way to the bank of that pool. When you revive a sunnah that people have abandoned, you are strengthening the rope between you and him. The second is guarding your wudu. We already spoke about the light, but beyond the physical mark, the discipline of wudu, the mindfulness of purity, the habit of returning to a state of cleanliness before standing before Allah. This is a practice that orientates your entire day around worship. Make wudu even when you are not going to pray. Let it be a constant return. The third is sincerity in your love for the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not performed love, not sentimental love that produces no change in behavior, but the love that asks, what would he think of the way I am living? The love that reads his seerah and feels it. The love that sends salawat upon him not as a ritual checkbox, but as a genuine reaching out across time and death to the one who made dua for you before you were born. He said, "The one who loves me the most among my ummah is the one who will come after me, and each of them wishes they could have seen me, even at the cost of their family and wealth." Is that you? Does that describe the way you carry him in your heart? There is a moment the scholars describe that sits at the very end of this journey. You have crossed the Sirat. You have passed the Mizan. You have cleared the stages of the day of judgment that we can barely imagine surviving. And now you stand at the bank of Al Kawthar, the pool that smells of paradise, whose water glows whiter than milk, whose vessels outnumber the stars. And the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, sees your light. He recognizes you. He calls you forward, and he hands you a cup, and you drink. And the narrations say, "Whoever drinks from it will never feel thirst again." Not thirst of the body, not thirst of the soul, not the thirst of longing and searching, and never quite finding what you were looking for. All of it, finally, permanently, completely, quenched. That is what this life is building toward. My brothers and sisters, the pool is real. The light of wudu is real. The Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is waiting. And everything you do from this moment forward, every sunnah you revive, every prayer you protect, every time you send salawat upon him in the quiet of your morning, is either drawing you closer to that bank or pushing you further away. Choose the sunnah. Guard your purity. Love him the way he deserves to be loved. And ask Allah every single day to let you drink from the hands of his Prophet on the day when thirst is the only thing that matters. May Allah make us among those who are recognized, among those who are called forward, among those who drink and are never thirsty again. Ameen. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.